All right. So can I be heard?
Please.
All right. So this is a countdown um application that just shows the time, more like the time, the days, hours, minutes, and seconds, more like a countdown in a normal clock. So what we'll be doing is we'll design this first, right? This after we have done the designing, then we concentrate on the functionalities. So when I mean functionalities, what comes to mind? Who can um say it? What comes to mind when I say functionality?
JavaScript.
All right. So when we are done with the whole design, then the next thing is to concentrate on the JavaScript, right? So what we'll be doing this period is more like I know learning only HTML, only styling, like it's going to really slow things down. So what I want to try, this is another strategy, which is we just pick any design, then we try to do it. You might be struggling with it at first, but one thing with programming is the more designs you are exposed to, the more you experience and you get used to designs. Like when you are doing something repeatedly, it sticks to your brain, right? So that's what we'll try to do this period. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now looking at this design, first of all, I'll create my file, call it, since the project is all about a countdown kind of application, I'll create a file HTML, then give the name, which I've already done, count.html, right? Let me close this down first. Okay.
Let
This
him
is
It's not
still-
everybody that
let
have
him
that
stream it.
account
Let him
too.
let him stream it
Don't
on.
worry, I'm about to stream it. Yes,
Just
don't
stream
worry,
it
I'm about
better.
to stream it. Yes, sorry. Yeah. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, this is what we want to design. This is a countdown project. Is this so we look at the design first, then after which we concentrate on the functionalities, and that is the JavaScript, right? So first thing first, I created my Adeji. What?
So that was a mistake.
Okay. Count.html. Then the second one is um count.css. I'll be using external styling, so we all get familiar with it. Or let me use the what is the second? Who tell me? Someone tell me the three ways of doing styling, sef.
Internal, inline, and
External and
external.
External.
inline.
All right. So I want to do the internal. Yeah, I want to do the internal
Please,
style.
can you zoom your screen a bit?
Okay, it's because you're using your phone. Right. Can you okay, don't worry. How about now? Is it better now?
I just zoom my own. Oh.
Just zoom yours. Yeah, it will be clearer. Have you zoomed it? Is it okay?
If I zoom it, some parts will not be showing.
I don't know how, because
Don't
all
worry,
right.
let me see. Let me see
How
how
about now?
I'll do it. Don't worry, don't worry. I
I've
can
zoomed
figure
it
it
too.
out.
There's
Okay,
a
it's fine.
check your phone. There's one icon there. You can use it to zoom
Yes,
it
yes,
perfect.
yes. I've seen it. Don't worry, I'll figure it out.
Okay. So I can proceed, right? Okay. All right. So I have my count.css, count.html. So basically, and the last one is the count.javascript. Yeah, right. Count.javascript. So I'll start with my HTML, right? Let's give it a title. What is the title? Countdown application. All right, let's go to the UI and see how it's displaying. Okay, stuff. All right, so this is the title, countdown application, right? Next thing is the body. When you see something like this, right, from our knowledge of sectioning, you see a design like this. We need to divide this part into two. So we'll have to divide this section into two. The first section will be for our image, while the second section will be for the what? The text, right? So how do we section it into two? We use the div. That means we need first thing first, right? Before we section it, right? This actually is what we want to design, right? And in essence, meaning that this is we need a container, right, that will do what, that will contain these two stuff. Are we good? So how do we represent that? We create the container first. So this first container is the parent container that is housing what, the image and what, the text, right? So inside this we have the div for the image and another div for the text, right? Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So we need to give this parent div a container. So we'll give it class of container, right? Then for this div that is for the image, we give it a class called image, right? Then the second one, maybe we'll just give this one left image, while this one will be what right text, right? You can give it any name you feel like it. Okay. All right. So now we have divided it into two. We have gotten our this and we have gotten our this. And the next thing is I want to use borderline to know where I'm working on. This is how I approach designing things, right? How I would do it my own way. I first of all use borderline to see what I am clearly doing, right? So you can actually do same to your own project. So how do I do that? I want to create styling for that. Styling inside here, I create a class, call it red, meaning I'll be using red for my border. Yeah, red. Give it a border of 1px. I know for beginners this might be confusing, but with time, when you are getting used to seeing things like this, it will force you to go and do research. Actually, when you see something like this, if I encounter a concept for the first time, right? What I do is that I just copy this part. In fact, I copy the whole part that I don't understand. Then I go to ChatGPT and I like, ChatGPT, help me explain this code as if you're explaining to a 3-year-old baby. And trust me, ChatGPT will do that perfectly well for you and you would understand, right? So when you see something you do not understand or a code you don't understand, just copy that part, go to ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT to explain it to you, and it will do that, right? Are we good?
And so sorry, how do you find ChatGPT? Like you can use Chrome, Abi?
Yeah, you can use Chrome now. This is ChatGPT. Yeah, you can use Chrome. This is a
Okay.
ChatGPT. Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Just paste it here and say, explain this code as if you are explaining to a 3-year-old baby. Simple. And do you want to do? Should we try it out? So
Try
you
that
see
bed,
the
man. See.
output. Okay.
Yes.
Let me copy this part now. All right. Let me copy everything so that we all see how this works. So explain this code as if you're explaining to a 3-year-old baby. Then, all right. So this is the part of the code. Enter. Now you see, it's now showing you like detailed as if it's explaining to a 3-year-old baby. All right, let's imagine
Wow.
this. We start with the house. The very first line is like saying, hey, let's build the house. This house is where everything goes inside. You know HTML now. HTML is the door
Yeah.
to everything. So it's like using examples to like ChatGPT. The way we underestimate ChatGPT, can do a lot. Like it's more like most time when I encounter a new concept and I don't have money to even pay a tutor or someone or any tutor, what I do is that I use ChatGPT as my tutor. So if I encounter any difficult concepts and I want to understand it like as if I am a baby, I just paste it, and tell ChatGPT to explain it to me as if I am a 3-year-old baby, and it will do that, right?
Wow.
So you can adapt, you can try that out for yourself and to be helpful. Are we okay?
Yes, we are okay. Let's go.
Right.
Well done.
Yeah, thanks. So we have this 1px solid. Since I'm using red class, I give it red. So I need to create 5 classes that will have different colors, right? So I'll create another one. But you know what? Let's get used to standard best practice. Let's use external styling. So this our code will not look dirty, right? So let everything be in our external CSS, right? Cool. So I need to link it. To link to your CSS file, we use the link. And we call in the name of the CSS file, which is count.css, and does that. So no need for this. Let everything be in another file so that our code will not be dirty. We'll not be having so many lines of code for just our styling, right? Okay. So inside here, red border 1px solid red. Okay, so I'll do this for 5 different colors. The next one will be what? Green. I want to use green. Next one will be blue. What's the next one, sir? Who can give me an idea? Any colors?
Orange.
Orange. Okay.
Brown.
All right. Brown.
Yellow.
Okay, let's use brown. All right, brown. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. So this is it. This is my container. I want to be seeing everything I'm doing. So let me give this red, border of red. Right. So for my image, let me give it border of green. Then for the right text, let me give it border of brown. Okay. Brown. So let's go to the code. Let me just write a content, maybe A, then let me use 1 and 2 for now, and 2. So I'll see what it's showing. Okay, so let's go to the code and see. All right, so this is what I have now. I have the red now is the container, right? So inside the container, I have what? My image div and the text div. But if you notice now, this is different from this. This is stacked vertically, right? Are we all saying this? Stacked
Yes.
vertically. But this now is
Yes.
stacked horizontally, right? So
Yes.
there is, and when it's stacked horizontally, we call it block. It's stacked, the display by default is block, right? But what I want to achieve is the display to be flex, right? So if you want your
Yes.
design to have this display, we have to change the display to flex. So, and the question you would ask is, which of the div should I apply a display of flex, right? You apply the display of flex to the container, to the div that is containing the content, or that is containing the 2 divs, right? To the parent div per se. So meaning that this is the parent div. So it will be wrong for me to come to the image div to change the display to flex, right? My goal is to target the parent, because it's from the parent div that would display the 2 content to have a display of flex, right? Are we good? Can someone hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I can hear you.
All right. So that being said, let's proceed. So I have to target this div, this class of div. What do I use? What is the operation?
What do you want to use for?
Hmm?
What do you want? What do you need?
I want to call in this class. I want to target this class in my CSS. What do I do?
You use the name of the class, dot, and the name of the class.
Okay. So dot container. Dot container means you want to style this div, the parent div, right? If my goal is to style this other div here, I call in the dot left image, right? But since I want to target this parent div, I just call dot container. No need for this one because this one is just showing the display, the borderlines for me to see clearly, right? Okay. So dot container, right? So inside the container, I have to change the display to flex. All right. So let's see our UI. So you see, we have 1, 2, 1, 2. It now starts vertically. But then now, looking at our image, we are saying that, who is raising hand now? Go ahead. Eh? Adeji,
Don't be angry. Eh?
you are raising your hand.
Yeah, I want to see the style.
Eh?
Now, I wanted to suggest something for you in the CSS styling.
Okay, what is that?
Like, I just learned the practice, so I just want to say maybe to be helpful for you to like in the CSS. You first add like a general styling like padding 0, margin 0,
Don't
box
worry.
size,
Yeah,
inner box.
I get. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's for when we reach that place. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's because of this extra space here, right? So what he's saying is, you see this extra space here, all this margin here. I don't want it, right? I don't want it. So whenever you use HTML, this comes by default. So in order to close this gap here, we use the universal selector, right? Universal selector. So we just then change all the margin 0. So by doing this, we'll no longer see that space again, right? In case you want to start your own and you are seeing that extra space, you just use universal selector, then margin 0 to close that out, just in case. All right, cool. So display flex. Now, next thing is looking at this image now. How I'm seeing this, right? There are two, this image and the one we have there. For this image now is occupying the image and the text stuff is occupying the entire width. Why for our application, we just have our 1, our 2, and this very big space. That will tell us that this is different from what we have here, right? Do we all follow? Are we all following?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are following.
Cool. So in order to achieve this, looking at this now, it will tell us that this the entire width of a container is 100%, right? Right? Can someone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We are hearing.
All right. So the entire width is 100%. Now, looking at this, it's obvious that this image is taking 50 and this other one is taking 50. Or am I wrong? Who is saying otherwise?
You are correct too. Or maybe they should be 100. If there are two
Jesus.
different containers.
Eh? Okay. Why do you say 100, 100? After I've told you that the total
The total
total
is 50-50 now.
all right, see, wait, let me go this. From here to here, the total width in a line is 100%, right? So you saying 100 is as if this will be 100, then there's another 100 that is exceeding this width. Now you know that the total width, the total percentage of this line is 100. It's obvious that I will just need to divide this into 2. Basic mathematics now. If I divide this into 2, here will be 50 and here will be 50. Is that not it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But will Flex give you the perfect,
Yeah.
like, I say will Flex allow you to get the perfect size, like the two give the same accurately.
How do you mean?
Like it's one image, like it will allow the box order like it to be accurate, like the size, the height, to be that
We have
accurate.
not come to the height now. It's the width first. Let's look at the width first before we look at the height. Yeah, let's just fix the width first. The height we'll just give it a height. Yeah, let's just fix the width. So we have agreed that this image is taking 50%, while this other one is taking 50%. Abby?
Yes.
Cool. So we just go to the code and do the same thing. Let me split this into 2 so that we see the HTML and the CSS. So this is my image div. I want to give this a width of what?
I mean, no, good that you're splitting this thing. Match that I did this split again.
Sorry?
So you go back match that.
Okay, you come here. If you want to split this, you just right click, and you go scroll down. You see split to the right. You click it to split to the right. Just come here, you right click as well.
Okay, understand. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So now I want to give the width of this div a width of 50% from an idea of descendant selectors, right? Who can tell me why the importance of descendant selectors?
Can you repeat the question?
Like, have you heard of descendant selectors before?
Yes.
What's the purpose of descendant selectors?
The seller selector, is it like this is how I put this? Is it like
Okay.
and
So the descendant selector is basically the whole idea of descendant selector is assuming I have this, right? Assuming I have this, then I also have another div, right? Another div that has the same stuff, that they will be having different styling, right? Maybe this one has container this one has maybe container 2. This is container 1, right? Container 1, container 2. Abi? Now, you know fully well that I want to okay, let this one be a little bit practical. Just hold on first. Let me give it container 1 of the container 1. Let me give it a background of red first, right? Background of red. Cool. Let's go to the UI first. So 1, 2. This container 1 has a display flex, while this container 2 has a display of what? Block, right? Now, I want to style this left image, this div. I want to give this left image of dot left image. If you guys don't understand this, with time you would understand it. based on experience, maybe when you encounter the bug yourself, then you see the usefulness of this SHA. All right, left image. And for this style, I want to give it a background of blue. I want to give this one a background of blue. Note that I don't want this other one to have the same styling. No. My goal is that let only this div have a background of what? Blue. But watch what happens now. If I go to the code, see this blue here. It's blue. It's this this div is having blue. And also this other container is having the same styling of this first one. That is not what I want. I want that styling to apply to only this first div. Who is seeing the challenge or who is confused? I'll try and take it again. Go ahead, Bello. You are confused, right?
Yes, why this blue appear on the first container, first div?
Okay, wait,
That is
let's
my
do.
question.
All right, just hold on. Let me do something now. Right, so I have
Okay.
container 1. Let's do something. Container 2. Margin bottom. Let's see. 30px. Right, margin bottom 30px. Okay. 2. All right. Okay. Display flex. Let me close that first. All right. So this is it now. This is this first container. This container 1. This is container 2. Note that for this left image, I gave it what? See the left image. I gave it a background of blue. But now, I don't want this left image to have, I want it to have a different color, right? Because it is in a different container, I mean, I want it to have a different color. But there is a conflict because they are having the same class name, right? Because they are having the same class name, any style you put for this left image is going to affect this one. But I don't want it to affect that one. Hope we are seeing the challenge or the conflict now, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir, I understand.
Blessing, are you seeing it? Let me see what they discuss. Faith, are you seeing the challenge? Faith, Blessing, Princess, Prince. You guys should talk. Oh. This cannot be quiet. Just talk. Blessing, Princess, Prince, Cornelius. You are seeing the challenge, the issue, right?
Yes,
sir.
I can see it.
Okay.
Which challenge?
Sorry, my
Princess,
phone.
Princess,
Hello, which challenge?
you are just joining. You have to watch the video later. Yeah, I'm streaming it. Yes. I can't go back again. Okay. Prince, you have to watch the video again now. All right. So,
Oh,
Princess Mwabara. All right, now let's proceed. Let's continue. The Faith, you understand the challenge now, right?
well, can you
Faith.
just tell us
Okay,
the
I'll
challenge?
retreat again. Yeah, I will come over it again. Okay, let's proceed now. I don't want to waste much time. So now, this is the first div. This is the first container. Container 1. This is another container. Container 2. So for container 1, right, I am styling this left image. I gave it a background of blue. I don't want this other left image to have the same styling with this one. I want it to have a different style because it is in a different container. But if I go to my UI, the same style I gave for this first div is also affecting the second div because they are having the same name, left image and left image. But I don't want that. Prince, do you get the issue now?
Yeah, so you can change the name now.
Okay. Sorry, trying to explain the sender selector here.
And yeah, I'm trying to explain that. Bello, you are asking. Yeah, go ahead. You are raising your hand.
Okay, my question is that this left image is the class name of div or what?
Yeah, it's the
This is
class name of this div. Yes.
okay, I understand. That is why when you put a color, it appear 2 times
Yes,
because you have
exactly.
already write it 2 times.
Exactly. So Prince is saying I
Okay,
should change the name,
thank you.
but I don't want to change the name. I don't want to change the name. Yeah.
Okay,
So
what
then
you did
what you can do is to do dot container slash two red comma. You now write left slash img green to lay emphasis that is the second sub div we are trying to reference to differentiate it.
Okay. So in essence now, right, since I don't want to change, I don't want to change the name like someone said. I want the styling to apply to only this one. Whenever we encounter that issue, that is where descendant selectors comes to play. So descendant selector means if I have a div that has the same name with another div in another container, and I need to differentiate between the two, I'll have to call the parent to that div first before styling, right? And that issue will be settled. Meaning, if my goal is to style only this, what I need to do is to call the parents first before calling the class, and I do it, and that's fine. So that's going to be like this. Meaning it's going to be this way. Dot. I call the parent first, container -1, right? Then I call the class dot left image and give it a background. Give the background blue, and I remove this one. So by so doing, that styling will be for only this one. So if I go to the code, to the UI now, you will see that the blue is the only one that is having that style because I have called the parent first before calling the child. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right. So that is where descendant selectors comes in to prevent all these conflicts.
It's clear, but my problem is this, wouldn't that make your CSS styling more complicated?
CSS styling more complicated. How?
Yeah, like it will be too much, too much, too much, too much, too much.
It has to be readable. It doesn't matter. So far as
Yeah.
it's giving you the end goal. Yes. So far as
Okay.
giving you the end goal. And you are trying to avoid future bugs, things that you would have avoided from start, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Because all this small thing, if you miss this thing now, you encounter something, it will take you, if it take you days, not knowing it's just one tiny error, one tiny thing that you would have avoided from the beginning. So to avoid future issues, to stay on the safe side, always call the container first, the parent name first, before you call in the child, just to be on the safe hand. So if your goal is that your styling for this one should be different from this one, you do that, right? Cool. So let me go back
Okay.
to
Hello?
where we were.
Hello,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but can't you also use an ID that is peculiar to it? particular element?
The ID.
Uh,
And you can use ID. Yes, you can use ID now. Yes, you can use ID.
okay.
Like I
I'm trying
said,
to understand. Sorry, I'm trying to understand the class here. Is it left image that is just the class, or is green among the class name? So I'm seeing brown,
you are
green.
just coming now. That's why. I've passed this. Why I'm putting the red and the greens, because you are coming now. The red is just to show me these border lines here, so as it will help me in designing. It's just to see things clearly. Yeah, that's the need for the borderline.
Okay,
Later,
but
after I'm done with my design, I remove it.
okay, but the main name is that
Yeah,
name without
is the
color.
yeah left image. Yeah, yeah. What's the difference between, now that you have spoken? What's the difference between ID and class?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you. What's the difference between an
Okay.
ID and a
ID
class?
is ID is like a peculiar name that only a particular element can take. While class, a whole lot of elements can take that particular name. And ID is specially used for JavaScript.
And
For
class is not used for JavaScript, right?
you can also use class name for JavaScript. But I'm just saying that they take more preference for ID, because
Really?
IDs can be only used by a particular element tag, a particular attribute.
Okay. Let me do something. Let me put another div, call it 3. Then it's this one, instead I will use ID, right? And give it div 3, right? Cool. So now I have 3 divs now, 1, 2, and 3. But this third one has a div of 3, right? So according to what you said, what was the first definition? You said that for IDs, it cannot, it's peculiar. You can't use, it cannot, like many HTML elements cannot use that same ID. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, 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 yes.
So you are saying if I have
Like is a
that div,
unique,
like,
is like is a
okay.
unique
So
identifier.
you are saying this ID now cannot have the same ID,
No,
div
no,
3.
no, 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 no. You can't use it.
Are you sure? Yeah, let's see
For
now.
what I've been doing so far, I doubt. But I don't know, Sha. I don't know, but it's
Yeah, now let's see.
class I know that can be replicated.
Yeah, let's see now. So um let's give, let me check the UI first. So I have 3 and 4. Right, okay. So let me style this div 3 dot div 3. Give it a background of yellow. So if I give it a background of yellow, what do you think will happen? It's going to flag an error saying that there are 2 divs that are having the same ID, right? Eh? What do you think will happen if I go to the UI?
I'm thinking it should affect the both of them. But I feel best practice. I don't know, but how I've been
Okay,
working, I don't use the same div ID.
so it's not. Let me. Am I using the right div 3? Okay, yeah, yeah. Here for ID
No, hash.
hash. Yeah.
Yeah.
So note this: whenever you're using a class, to call in that class, you use dot, right? But whenever you use ID, to call in the name, you don't use dot. You use hash. Take note of that. You need use hash to call in the name because it's an ID. Then for class, you use dots. So just take note. If we go to the UI now, the IDs are applying for 3 and 4. The meaning it's working, right? Cool. But now, sorry, the difference, just pay attention, please. The difference between a class and an ID, right? The difference between a class and an ID is this, right? Wait, let me close this stuff. difference between a class and an ID is this. You notice that for this class, a class can have more than one, it can have more than one styling or more than one attribute, right? We have the first one, left image. We have another one, green, right? I can decide to give another value for this class. I can decide to say for this same class, let this div have what? Maybe I have another class name that is changing the color to what? Which color? White. Let me use hello. Hello is a class, right? That will change the color of this one to white. Let me check what is showing here. Note that it is black. All of them are black. Oh. But now I want this one to have a color of white. All I just do is to call in that class, which is hello, right? And what will happen? It has a color of white, right? So by this now, you see that whenever we use a class can have more than one value, right? A class is an attribute. Is an attribute. It can have more than one values. It can have the left image class. It can have the green because of the border. It can have the hello because of the color of the text, which is white. So for class, it can have more than one values. Are we all good? Right?
Yes, yes, I understand now.
But for ID, you cannot do that same thing for ID. If you want to, ID can never have more than one value. ID is very unique from the idea of ID. It cannot have more than one value, right? So we just need to understand the use cases. If we are using ID, note that for ID, you cannot have more than one value. Like you cannot have the same thing you see in the class. Maybe you want to give this ID a color of white, which is this hello. It's not going to work. If you go to your code now and you're hoping to see this 3 will be white, let's go to the code. See the 3. Is it white? It's still black now. Right? Are we following?
Yeah.
Yes.
So take note of this. Classes, if someone asks you what's the difference between a class and an ID, a class can have more than one values, right? More than one values or more than one classes, right? Meanwhile, for IDs, it cannot have more than one because it is unique, right? Meaning this will not work. It has to have one, only one value. So let's take note of that. And note that every other, these IDs can be shared by multiple HTML elements, meaning another div can still have the same ID of what? Div 3, and it will still work. But this ID cannot have another value in it. Only class can have more than one values. Are we all clear with that?
Yes.
Okay, so just take note of that. In case you encounter issue like that, you should know there are rules and regulations to this. In case you are asked what's the difference between class and ID, you know what to say. So let's go back to how our stuff was before. I was just explaining descendants and also difference between class and IDs. So I feel this strategy is best instead of first of all the theory, and I just feel let's do a design then learn along, right? Which might be fine, which is okay. Let me undo to how the code was before. Hope we are good. If you are not following, just let me know, because it will be unfair if I've gone far and you're telling me you didn't understand from the beginning. I'll flog you. Okay. All right. So this is how our code was before. Right. Let me go to the UI and see how it is. So we have 1 and 2. Now, from this, I give this one a width of 50%. I give this other width 50%. So how do I achieve that? I come to my left image and I style it, giving it a width of what? 50%. So from our knowledge of descendant, right, I call the parent first, right? Then I call the child left image. Then width of what? 50%. Then let's go and check the UI first. So you see now this entire width for this image, right? Now I'll do same for this other text. I give it the width of, presently it's having like probably 2%, right? Now I want to give the width for this 50%, so it occupies the remaining space of the container, right? So let me do that now. Okay. Dot container dot write text. You are having a question, please, and ask 50%.
Hello?
Right?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
So can we use flex in this kind of stuff?
This is flex now. We use flex to display it. Flex now. This is it now.
I'm not seeing display flex. Okay.
See, display flex is the container. It's
That's-
stacked vertically. This is it.
This dot container, where is the class on this your HTML?
See the container here. This is it.
Okay, so you're trying to run flex for the left
Yeah,
image
for
and
the
right text.
parents. Yeah, for the parents, so that the children would
Uh,
be arranged
the
in a
arrange-
flex.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. What I'm saying is that I didn't see row or column on the dot container CSS.
No. This is this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to achieve. This is it. So basically we just have 2 columns now, right? It's this, right? So that's just this and 1 row and 2 columns. Yeah. So after that, I have to determine what the height for them. So what height will be given for this now? What height will be given for this now? We can give this what height of
150.
150.
I was thinking
150, because the height of this will be the same thing with this one. So okay, now let's give it height of 150 pixels, Abi.
yeah, pizza.
So let's see how it is. So see now it's even small safe. This one is
It's one
bigger.
question.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's the difference between pixel and percentage? I think they are also used to like it's kind of
Yeah,
confusing
pixel
sometimes.
percentage. Percentage is more like you are looking at the screen, the percentage of the height of the screen. So if I want the height of the div to occupy a certain percentage of the screen. I just use the percentage. So let's say I want it to occupy 40% of the screen, right? I can just say height 40%, and it's going to take 40% of the screen, which is this. Okay, one thing you should note this is when you're dealing with width, right? When you're giving dealing with the width and you want to look at the screen, you are dealing with percentage, right? But for height, there's what we call VH, that is view height. You've heard of. So when you are dealing with the height, you don't use percentage, you use VH for the height, right?
Yeah.
I'll just change this thing to VH and it should work fine, which is this. So this is taking 40 view height, view VH of the screen. If I want it to take 100 VH, that is, you are looking at the whole of the screen. So watch now.
Are you using a phone?
No.
Why am I seeing it small?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is it only me?
It's not small. So it's
Is it-
coming
Somebody
from
sharing his screen or somebody is
I
sharing
think
his screen.
somebody is sharing screen. I
Mubarak,
think somebody is sharing
Mubarak,
screen.
stop presenting, young man.
Can you stop presenting, please?
He's still raising his hand up. Okay. Okay, displace instructor because they know answer. Mubarak.
Hello, sir. I have a questions.
You
That
don't
is why I'm raising my hand.
I didn't know now.
Okay, I want to show you something on my week 4 assignment. That is why I
Hey.
screen.
Are you serious?
Oga, wait now.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Mubarak, you don't get joy. Now why you come?
Wait. Hey, that can be after now. We are trying to design something, please. That won't
And
be
this
after.
thing is live, please, so that you not confuse other persons that might watch it.
Okay, let me resume. Can you see my screen now? Mubarak, we can do that later, yes?
Yes.
Let me just try and finish this
Okay,
up.
no problem.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's proceed. So if I want it to occupy the entire percentage, right, I would give it what? 100. So we just play with it, 100 VH. So there's it. It's taking the entire percentage of the screen. Maybe if I want it to be 90% from just normal basic IQ stuff now, 90% can be around here, right? Maybe around here. So let's see. 90%. If I want it to be 90% VI, height. So you see it's here. This 90%. So 100 will be here. Maybe 50% will be half of the screen. Are we all following? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
All right, cool. So from this now, we are dealing with pixels. So we just play around with the pixel. From the
I don't know
pixel we
what-
used was
sorry.
smaller.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't know, but what I'm just seeing on this thing you're showing us is square picture, then a right top by the side. I don't know that I'm seeing something different.
A square picture. And this right up here.
Yes, and the right top by the right.
And that's what we are trying to do now. We are trying to design the this is the image section, the div, and this is the text div. That's what we are. It's because you joined late. That's why.
Okay.
That's what we are trying to do, actually. So that pixels we used was around here. So let's make it maybe 500. Let's give it 500. Let's see. All this stuff
Sorry, I
is
have a question now.
all right. Go ahead.
Sorry. So with this image now that I'm seeing, for someone that is using a phone, can it be displayed this way?
Yeah, it can be displayed that way. Yes, it can be displayed. Yeah, sure.
After the CSS?
Yes, if you do your CSS display flex, it can be displayed like this. Yeah.
Okay.
But it will need you to do
Oh,
media
Yeah, you have to bend your phone, maybe
media query.
rectangular. Sorry?
I was asking, say it will require you do media query on it.
Or you this is a media query. Just bend your phone rectangularly, like just bend your phone
In
so
that,
that
just do portraits.
yeah, the portrait, just bend it. Yes, that it's that way.
On auto rotate on your
Yeah,
phone, then
auto
it
rotate other states. Yeah. Hmm? Blessing. Good.
Yes, I'm good.
All right. Thanks. So we have this. Our pixel is this. So let's increase it to maybe let's say 400 pixels. We go to it. 400 pixels is fine now. We have 400 pixels. This 400 pixels, right? This is okay now. See? 400 pixels. This is our image. Okay, this is our image. And this is our text. So this is fine. 100. So we do same. We give the height of this other one 100. But looking at this, we see that we only gave height to this image, but it's as if it's affecting these two. So let me give these two a height of maybe 600. So I'll just notice the difference, what will happen. So for this right text, let me give height of maybe 700 pixels and see what happens, which is brown. I go to the code now. So you see now 100, right? It's taking 100 of it, but I want it to have the same height of this image. So what I just do is to make them the same. Hope we are following. All this one is just our testing. Make them the same. 400, 400, 400, 400, 400 pixels, 400 pixels. So they have the same height, which is this, and this. Are we good? All right. Now, the next thing is to let's go and get a random image somewhere that we would use Google. Let's check Google. All right. Let's use clock. Let's see clock first. Image clock image. Let's use anyone that comes to mind. We can use this one. Let's use this one. I'll just copy the link. Copy link. I'll be using link. You can use download, right? But I want to use the link. I think I need to show us difference with copying the link and using the image stuff. Okay, first of all, let me download it first. First of all, I'll download the image. Where save image as.
You save images.
Okay. I don't want that web stuff. Okay, PNG download. Right, save image as this. Right. So there are two ways to import an image to your code, right? It's either you use the link or you download it and use the image using the name. So what I'll do first is I'll show us the two-way. Let me go to where I downloaded it, right? Then I'll copy this, then go to my code to where I have the image, the assets for the image. But let me paste it here first. Let me paste it here and paste it Did I copy it at all? Hold on, coming. This is it now, right? I've copied it now, Shebi. That's it. Copy. All right, I've copied it. Now I come here and I want to paste it. Not showing me paste. Why? Okay, paste. I've pasted it here, which is it. Let me just change the name to clock.png, right? So how do I import this to the image, right? How do I import that? This is for the one. I was using one to represent the image. Now I want to use the actual image. I'll just remove the one and use the image tag to import it. So the source is telling me the location of where the image is stored. So I just need to call the name of the image that I named as clock.png, which is this, right? So if I go to my UI, I should see something like this. And see something like this, right? Seeing something like this. But then my image is not occupying the entire, container of the div. It's just occupying this portion. And my goal is to make it look like this. Let this image occupy the entire container of that div, image container. That's where I'm going to bring in my knowledge of the width. I have to set the width of this image to 100%. So by setting the width of this image to 100%, what do you think will happen? Will this image expand to the end, or is going to expand to this side and stop? That is a question from a knowledge of percentage.
It will just expand to the div box it is inside.
That is going to expand to the entire screen, right?
Not as in
Yes, it will expand to the entire screen. That's how I feel, because let's not forget, when you were doing this thing, you portioned it to 50%. You said the entire listing is 100. So you portioned each one to 50. So if you expand the image to 100, I feel like it's going to cover the entire screen.
let me see your CSS syntax first.
No, just leave CSS. It's just normal, like we are trying to.
But I
think
feel
about
this thing should just expand to just the box it is inside.
Okay.
If that's the container, it is
Let's
tied on that.
use mirror first. Let me explain the concept of this percentage stuff, right? So we all get it and grasp the idea of it. All right. Introducing, thank you. I'm not interested. Untitled. Also, I'm not interested in you as well. Stay there. All right. So this is the container, right? Assuming this is the screen. This is the screen. And inside this container, I have what? The image div and what? The text.
Div.
Right. Oh, the text. They both have 50-50%, right? Now, inside this image div that is very small, like this image is very small. And my goal, which is inside this container only, is inside this container. And my goal is that I want this image to expand, like to fill the entire container, right? And by doing that, from a knowledge of the percentage, in order to achieve that, I have to give the width of this image 100%. So I'm asking is that if I give it 100, will it expand to the entire screen, or is going to expand to the container it belongs to itself? The container belongs to 100%. So Blessing said it's going to expand to the entire screen, right? Why Prince said it's going to, since it is the child of this parent, it's going to expand only to the parent itself. Abby?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, as the judge of this matter, I will say this image, if we give it 100%, it's going to expand to the container itself and not outside the container. Lesson, are you confused? I expect you to be confused. Who else is
Why is it going to expand? Like,
exactly?
because he explained
All right.
that. I'm still holding you by what he said.
All
That's
right.
why I'm saying that.
Cool.
Since you explained
All
that,
right.
View.
So
the
this
entire
is it
screen.
now.
View.
This, you know, this is the parent. This is a parent, right? So this parent has two children, right? It has what? Children A and children B, right? It has children A and children B. So if you are giving the children A 100%, it's going to expand the entire width of the parent, right? Do you understand this, Blessing? You understand this, right?
Okay,
Because of the
if you
parent
give it 100%, it's going to expand the
to
width
the
of the
end of the
parents.
parent, which is this.
Oh, okay.
Cool. But now, inside this child, you know, it's just normal. It's like a parent, my dad gave birth to me, and also me, I must definitely give birth to somebody else. I'll marry and give birth to my child. My child will marry and also give birth to another child, right? So that is how it is here. This A went to see one woman and they got married and they gave birth to a beautiful son, which is this. Now, who is the parent of this son? Is it C or A?
A.
Very good. So from our knowledge of um, if you are giving the child 100%, it's going to exceed to the parent itself and not outside the parent. Now, if you are giving this child 100%, knowing fully well that the father of this child, the parent of this child is A, do you think it's going to exceed outside the parent or it's going to stay within this parent? Eh? Blessing. Why is everywhere quiet?
It's going to stay within. Sorry,
Okay,
my phone
it's going
was.
to stay within because this is the parent to this child, right? Are we good now?
Yeah, shut up.
Okay.
Yes, we are good. Yes, we are good.
All right. So imagine this child went to see another woman, right? And it had a container, maybe a container, and it gave birth to one circle child. And you now give this child 100%. Will it exceed this container or it's going to stay within this container?
To stay within.
Very good. So we are good now, right?
Yes, we are good.
Cool. All right, thank you. So let's give this width of this container 100%, right? And see how that would work. So to give that, I'm going to call container left image and image. From a knowledge of, I call in the first parent, the grandfather. Then I call in the parent left image. Then I call in the tag, HTML tag, the tag name image. Then style it, give the width of what. Let's say I give it 30%. Let me give it 5% and see how that will look. Let me give it 5% first.
But hello?
See now. Yeah.
Can we equally just go direct and tie image instead of using descendant selectors to reach the image?
Now, wow.
Can we just
We
right
can
here?
do that. We are trying to avoid issues. You won't understand the need
Okay,
for
okay. I
playing
wanted to
safe. Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Yeah, I'll build the water. I'm just waiting. Yes, yes. Yes, I'll do that. The whole of this is I'm trying to play safe, right? I can actually call in
Yeah,
an
yeah.
image, it will work. But imagine you having this, because we are just having these few lines. What if you have over 100 lines and there are some sections that will be having the same image, image, and from the examples I gave earlier now, I want to style only this image, but it's going to affect all other sections that are having the same image. So what would this differentiate it is by calling the parent and the image, and that would solve that bug, right? Abby?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So I'm trying to play safe, which is the best. Just okay. So 5%, and I'm giving the width of 5%. And if you go to the code, you see it's taking just 5% of the container, of the parent container. But I want it to expand to the end. So if I give it 70%, let's see how it's going to look like. Maybe 70%. 70%. If I give it 70% now. See now. 70%. Right? Now you see what happening is exceeding this other container. We'll fix that one later. So 70%, right? But I want to give it 100%. Right. So let's make it 100%. If I make it 100% now, see now, it has occupied the entire container. But watch what is happening now. The height, it has gone outside of the parent. That's an issue. So to fix that, we have to set the height of this image and make sure that it should be within the container itself. Meaning we are going to give it a height of what? 100. Abi? So that it stays within the parent container. Am I good?
Yeah, 100 VH. Yeah.
Yes, it's good.
Height 100 VH. 100 VH. All right. 100 VH is not working. Let me use percentage first. I think percentage will work. Yeah, percentage works. So that brings us to why is it that I used VH, right? VH still made the image exceed the container, right? Why was that so? So now, whenever the difference between VH and percentage is this, right? So for VH, for things like this, VH actually doesn't respect the parent container. It doesn't respect the parent container. If you use VH, it will still exceed. It still sees the screen, the entire height of the screen as the VH. I don't know if you get. Are you following? Hello?
Yes, we are. Yeah, sure.
Yes,
Yes.
you're with you.
Okay. So if we use VH now, it still sees this as the entire screen. But I want this image to be within. I want it to be within. You saw, so if I use VH now, it still exceeds. It doesn't respect that. So to make sure that it stays within the container, I use percentage for that, and it solves that. That's why we have this. If you look at this image now, it's not that cool because we are using a circular claw. Maybe if we used a rectangular image, it would be, the image would be okay. Let me use this. I'll just use this. Let me use this rectangular stuff. Right, I'll save it. Count 2. Let me save that as count 2. Copy, go to my stuff, paste it here, paste it. So I'll just name this. Wait, what am I doing? Did I save this stuff at all? I didn't save it. Come in. But I save this. Save image as n account 2. And I saved it. Where is the count 2? Okay. It saved this as a web. I'm looking for a PNG, not this. Let me go and download another one. That is rectangular.
Maybe just use the link. Copy the link.
Okay, let me. Okay. Since I've showed you guys the image, how, like, you remember from the beginning, I said there are 2 ways you can import an image. It's either you download the image, then call it in using the name of the image, or by the link. You just go to any image, you copy the link, then this one you just, let me comment this out and use the same image. But this time around, for my source, I'll paste the link direct. I just paste the link direct. Okay, so if I go to my UI, I should see something good. Not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything. My image is not
No
showing.
format in that one. No format.
Format.
No format in what you did. No format.
No format. How? Okay. Wait,
Like
this.
dot something. The image is not showing anything. So check the link you copied.
Okay. Let's see now. Copy image link. Let me use that one first. Paste this one. If I paste that, I
That's
go.
good.
It's still not showing. Okay, this is it now. Right? So we have the image here, which looks more like this. The image here. And now we have to think of how to design. Yeah, Blessing, go ahead.
So you used a link to paste your image.
Yes, to the
I've
source.
tried this using link before.
Not link, but you use
and
the image tag. Not link. Link is to connect your HTML to your
I understand what you're
yes.
saying. Like the link I'm talking about, like
Yes.
is the URL.
Yeah, for your source.
the URL of the image. Yeah.
Yes.
So you use the URL to paste, like you copied it and pasted in
Yes.
the
Yeah, inside the
image
source.
instead of saving the
Yeah,
image,
instead
like
of
saving the
doing it
picture.
another way. Yeah, downloading it
Yeah.
and yeah.
So I've tried this pattern before, and what it did was to the display. What it did was to take me, when I tap on that image button, it's not take me back to that place I got the image. So how come your own now is not showing?
Like if I tap on the image,
Like, wait,
if I tap on this image,
yes, it will take me, like, it was not showing like this. In your, like,
um,
the way your own was showing, it wasn't showing like this. So what it was just showing something like a link that you can click on, and it will take you to the image.
okay. You are talking about, we have not gotten the share. You are talking about anchor tag. You are talking about anchor tag, right? Yeah, probably
Yes,
you're talking about
I think
anchor
so.
tag. Yeah, so anchor tag maybe says click here, click here. So once you click here, it takes you to the image, right? So click here, you click it, it takes you to the image. Is that what you're talking about? Is what you're talking about?
No, it's not what I'm talking about. Because see, like, the way you copy this URL and pasted it, I didn't have the
Okay.
image. So I went to Google to get the image.
You
Like,
downloaded the image,
I
right?
didn't download, I just copied the URL. So I pasted the URL
In
in
this
this
source.
image source. Yes. Then when I checked it, I went live to check it. It was not displaying. The pictures were not displaying, but it was just displaying like that first one that you say you were not seeing your image. It was just giving a sign that there is an
Okay.
image there. So when you tap on it, it will
Yeah.
not take you to take you to Google where that image is found. That's what
Okay.
I'm
It
trying
takes
to
you to
see.
Google where the image
Yes.
is found.
Where you got the image, yes.
Where I
Unless you
got
have
the
missed,
image.
unless you have missed a tag, unless you have missed maybe a quote, double quotes, you have missed
So
something.
so the thing is this, right? Maybe if the link is wrong, maybe or it's not available. Let's say I'm using a wrong link now. Obviously, it's not going to show anything. It's going to show that broken stuff, right? So I'm clicking on it. It's not taking me, routing me anywhere. Maybe if you encounter something like that, you just let me know first, right? But
Okay.
normally, if it's not showing that,
When,
it's
when
not
I
going to
encounter
take
something
you
like that, I'll draw your attention to it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's proceed. Dun, 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 dun. So there's our image, which is this. Now we need to style our text. So let's go here. First of all, we have what? Let's just this old iPhone giveaway. What tag do I use for that? Let's just type them out.
Use bold or span.
Use spam.
You like stress too?
Or use P tag. You can use
Eh?
P tag. You can use header, sorry. H1 header.
Header now.
Header, yes, H1.
Why you want stress
H1.
to dey
Header.
use span now? You want to allow me to style my span to look like header when I can actually use header.
Use header.
Like you can use
So
H1.
old iPhone giveaway. So we should be inside here. So old header. Header is it header 3? I'll be header 2. Let's see now.
You said that one now.
iPhone giveaway. So
I
we
think
have
you should use that one.
okay, let's see now. We'll just be checking it out first. Okay, header 1, Abby. All right. Header 1. Okay. So let's proceed to the next one, which is what? Giveaway ends on
Are you seeing
Tuesday
that stuff?
22nd. Yeah, I can see it. Giveaway ends on Tuesday, 22nd October 2024. So it looks like a what's that handwriting stuff? What they call it, self? It's italics now. Italicized. Okay. So I guess I'll use italics for that. Giveaway ends on Tuesday. So let's use that. The next one is I give away ends on Tuesday, ends on Tuesday 22nd October, ends on Tuesday 22nd October 2024. Okay. 2024. Then the time 11:39 a.m. 11:39 a.m. Okay. All right. So we are good. Let's check our UI. All right. So we are seeing something similar to that.
I have a question now.
Okay.
When you were italicizing, you used I. Why did you not use EM?
EM.
Yes.
All right. So EM, difference between EM and they both have the same effect, right? But emphasis, like in a text now, maybe in this text, giveaway ends, and I want to lay more emphasis on Tuesday, right? Emphasis is more like I don't want to emphasize maybe in the long text.
Okay, the whole part of the sentence.
Yes,
Okay,
I want to just
I get.
emphasis on a part of the text, then I use emphasis, right?
Okay.
But if it's everything, let me just use italics for that now, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So next
So
thing
what
is
you're saying is
yeah.
that
Okay.
that
No,
EM now can work as
yes, it will
can
still work.
work as I and also work as emphasis, like making emphasis on a particular sentence or a particular
EM.
adjective.
Yeah, this EM. We see and see the same thing.
Okay.
But your code has to be readable, right? So
Okay.
meaning if someone comes and read your code and sees that you are using EM for a long text, meanwhile emphasis is more like a part of a text, right?
Okay.
And just for
Yes.
readable purpose. Okay, Prince, you wanted to ask something.
Yeah, I observed you didn't put a break tag. You didn't put a break tag for it to like have some spacing. I just noticed that.
No, let's just write everything out. One thing with
Or is Imagine
designing.
Top you used to run that one?
Let's just write. See, one thing with designing to remove confusion, right? First of all, write all the contents out. Like if you see something like this, don't bother about the styling. Just make sure it is aligned like this. Write all the text first. Write them out first before you now look at the padding, the margin, and everything. Just let everything. Just write all the text out first. You get?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So today I'm going to write everything out like this. Then tomorrow we'll continue from here and finish. Or do you want us to finish everything this night? Yeah? Because I want us to just go back and watch the video and do the same thing to this where we stop today, so that tomorrow we continue.
That video, are you going to send it on the platform?
Yes.
Finish tomorrow. Let's continue.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
All right, go ahead. Bello. Is it about the
I start sharing my screen.
Don't worry. After now, I will soon finish. So you share your screen.
Okay.
Yeah, after now.
Because I have done my 4 assignments, but I have some issue.
Okay, after
on it.
now. Yeah, after now. Yes, after now.
Uber, I
Okay.
will soon
Thank you.
carry this screen now.
All right, let's proceed. Okay, so now this next one is a P tag now, right? This is a P tag. Abby?
Yes,
Alright.
yes,
When
yes.
you
Paragraph.
get everything,
Okay, please mute. Right. So,
I'm asking a question, sorry.
okay, go ahead. Fred.
I thought you say you want to continue tomorrow.
No, I want to finish this part. Just this text finish. Not this
Okay.
text. That's all.
Go on.
All right, thanks.
Wait, calm
So,
down.
Peter, Lorem to give us something like that. I just use Lorem to give us a random text.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go to our UI, see something, refresh, see something like this, right? And finally, we have this. When you see something like this, right? We see more than, it's like looking at this now, it's kind of complex compared to this element that was we just use Peter. It gives us this, but this one now, it's more like see if it's stacked vertically, right? I can actually do this. Maybe I will just stop here. So tomorrow we'll continue from it, because this one is, you need to understand how to, when we see something like this, there's a way we handle stuff like this, so that in case we see this again, know how to handle it. Blessing, go ahead.
So you used in your P tag, you
For the
use lorem. In
Yeah.
paragraph, you use lorem. So
Yes.
I've been seeing this thing. I want to ask, what does lorem means? And let's say
Lorem
that,
is
okay, I'm asked to build something, and you said it's a random text. So I'm
Yeah.
asked to build something. Am I supposed to use lorem
No,
or
the
random
UI UX.
text?
The UI
Also?
UX will give you a content to
That's Latin now.
type. Like the lorem is just more like for testing purpose, like to
Okay, like a demo.
yes. Then in the real world, you'll be given a content to write. Yes, we'll give
To
you
write
what to
him.
write. Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't want to
Yes.
start writing essay about you. So I just have to
Okay.
Okay. So we are going to stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue with this. So I think this is how we'll be doing this. Like I believe both the intermediate and beginners can still flow. Yeah, they can still flow. Yes. So we don't waste much time. Right?
Sorry. Hello.
No,
Yeah.
the beginners will not flow because there's some things that you're saying that some beginners don't know. Please.
That's where the video, you have to watch the video. Yes. And
Even if you have to see explain details. That's what I feel.
Hello.
yeah, okay, I get you. Understand. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I want to confirm something. Those things that I'm seeing, are those things icons?
Icons.
I'm seeing something like 22. Or is it just
No,
numbers?
they're not
They are
icons.
text. They are text.
Okay, so that means you just do a container for each of them.
Yeah, God bless you. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, a container that will hold everything. Yes.
Can you do it now?
Eh?
Can we go through that one now?
Some people say they're tired.
Calm down.
Yeah.
What you
Let's
want
just
to do?
stop here now. Yeah.
Continue tomorrow before I break.
We'll continue tomorrow, Prince. Yeah.
Also, please,
Eh.
I'm waiting to answer my question.
Yes. Let me stop. You guys can, if any question, please, before I stop the stream.
Sorry, I want to ask one last question.
Okay.
Someone's mic is on.
Bello, off your mic.
Your mind.
Faith.
Okay, it's Faith.
Which faith?
Faith, off your mic.
Faith, you. Hello? Okay.
Yeah, so
Faith.
I wanted to ask something there. That last container, we are going to do something like display flex, then all those 09 and the one under, we'll put them as
Yes, exactly.
items.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my
You
own
don't-
question now regarding to this that is saying about container.
Mm.
That yesterday, remember that the class, the man was saying that thing is where JavaScript comes in. So I don't understand. This one is saying container and
Don't worry about
which class of yesterday?
See why I say Prince, no bring up, because that one is, I know what I'm saying, because this will now
please
be
don't
more
confuse
questions.
me.
Tomorrow we'll
Sorry,
continue. Like
Which
the brain.
class happened yesterday? Sorry.
No.
No,
There are different cohorts. Like you are different ALC. Your ALC is different. So,
Okay.
like in our ALC, we are giving this design to do just for practice purpose, right? So, brought it here so we can do it together. Yeah. Maybe after we are done doing this, you can bring your own simple design and we do it together. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, stop. Bello, my boss.
Yes, sir.
I ain't get this.